Hello everyone, and here is the start of a kind of a new project, been an extension of that. This is my husband's, not this, but back there's his crawling course for his RCs, which is a hobby of his, but we're going to build a little privacy screen right here because this is facing west, so we want that window. We're going to get rid of something that blocks that window, and so we're going to plant up some trumpet vine that my father-in-law is starting for us, and I'm going to have this come off of here. I'm going to widen this out a little bit so it'll be kind of in between these right here. And so I've got two Tropicana roses. They're not David Austin, they're just regular old roses. Where are they? There we go. Tropicana has that nice peachy kind of sunset color to it. So I got two of those because that'll kind of go in with the transitioning over to kind of tropical deserty colors. And then this is a rainbow ascot, I think is what it said. Oh, ascot rainbow. So that has got some little orange in there, so that'll be really pretty. And then these are, and this is perennial also. What are these? These are, oh, Conocloa. So I have four of those. Then I have stuff over by the John F. Kennedy roses that I'm going to transplant over here. So it has some purple. But I was going to show you, oh, you can't see it right now, darn it. Let's see if I can find one. This is just regular old soil that we have not done anything to, but because the cows were in here, this is where the calf pen was, there is worm activity in there. So that is good news. It's really, really good news. So I did get some amendments, but I'm going to make sure those little wormies get put back in there. And I'm going to work on this. It's supposed to rain tomorrow evening. So hopefully between today and tomorrow, actually tonight, these will be in the ground by tonight. Don't know about transplanting. Definitely not getting this post set because I have to paint all that stuff. But it'll be similar to the one I have over by the shed that has the jasmine growing up. It'll look just like it. The grids are going to be a little tighter though. And then the trumpet vine, we will have to keep that pruned back because it wants to get kind of ridiculous. But anyways, I'm going to get after it. And I have the usual suspects as far as planting goes. I have the plant tone. I have some rose and flower care. And then I have some of the Kellogg's. And none of this stuff is sponsored. I bought all this with our own money, but I like the Kellogg brand. So there's a Native Smart planting for native landscapes. So that'll be really good. I'm just going to use that as a 50-50 mix in the soil when it goes back in. So I'm going to get working on that. I'll show you as I'm going along. Okay, I got everything planted in. Now I'm just getting the outline of the rocks. I'm going to work on the drip line tomorrow and get the rocks in, the border rocks hopefully in tonight. I need to go down to the creek and get a load of rocks. And then after the drip line gets put in tomorrow evening, hopefully before the rain, then I can get some mulch put over here. So anyways, got them all planted. There was actually a lot of worms, surprisingly, so I didn't have to use any of that native soil amendment. So there's the Tropicana rose, the Colonico, the ascot rainbow, and then the way the trajectory of the path going to be going onto the porch, so we don't have to go all the way around. There'll be a post right there, so we'll walk up that way, and then these rocks will get moved out here. So alrighty, I'm going to shut it down for tonight. Well, maybe. It was getting dark on me, I don't know why, but so I had to move a Colonico over there because there wasn't enough room right there. It would have been in the way of the the pathway. So anyways, that'll look really nice. And then the rocks will come, well, the border rocks will come all the way around and meet up to here, because there's another pathway that goes out to there. And then I'll fill this in with rock too, because I need to get more for on the other side. So that'll be just a little bit. So the path will just come down this way and go around right there. And then this will actually was a pretty quick project. And then I'll set up different plants so that there's trails for the crawling course, so that he'll have paths for that. So pretty exciting stuff. Okay, a trip to the creek to shop for rocks. And I was going to start putting down mulch, but I'm pooped. So wraps all the way around. And then it ties into there. So yeah, the porcupine grass is greening up. But yeah, that'll look really nice. And I'll get some solar path lights. So it'll be nice. Then we just walk right up through here. Pretty cool. Good morning. So I am going to work on the drip system to this today, and then I picked up a dual hose dual timer from Orbit. I think I got it off of Amazon. I'll try to link it. But I set it to come on, and I always try to stagger so that something in the garden is not on at the same time if I can absolutely help it. So I have to go through sometimes and figure out what all my timers are. And this bed right here is the latest in the morning. And then I'll run that for about a half hour every couple days until it gets hot. And then I'll do it every day if I can, because last year so much suffered. And then this will come on right afterwards, also for a half hour every couple days. These are all drought tolerant pretty much. So but this also gets the hottest part of the day. That's south and that's west. So from about 2 o'clock in the afternoon till 9 o'clock at night during the summertime, I mean, that's 7 and 8 hours of just blistering hot heat. So it's going to get mulched, and then I just need to dig those holes today. This is going to be my project this morning. The winds are supposed to get about 10 to 20 here pretty soon. So I'm going to move all this gravel away here so that I can have the drip tube go along there. And then instead of moving the rocks over there, I'll do, oops, excuse the shadow, is I'll put the drip along here and then just spaghetti off to the fountain grasses and then have the emitters here. I think I'm going to do the fan emitters on everything, and I might stick just a fan emitter on the end of a spaghetti line, just because they do put out more water. I don't want to have to go get more of those gallon per hour type emitters. So everything's gorgeous right now, and there's a little bit of purple in there. Nice. The Queen of Night tulips are blooming. They're my husband's favorite. They don't last that very long, but looks like most things have taken off pretty good. There's a few things I'm not sure of. The hollyhocks that I bought the other day, I don't see any green in them yet, and then there's a couple things in this little section I planted over here the other day that I know I don't like already, so I'm going to go ahead and move them this morning. And just thinking about this little triangle area right here. I mean, I just want it full so I don't have to worry about it. Oh, hummingbird right here on the fence. So I might get some more of those Tropicana roses to put in here, and then just heavily mulch it. And I think that'll call this section good. So I'm going to get working on the drip, and I'll see you in a little bit. A little side note right here. This is a hydrangea, the original, so like a standard. And this blooms on new wood. A lot of the paniculated hydrangeas, like the limelights, those bloom on, they just bloom, so you can cut them back in the spring. But these, if you, these grow in new wood. So this is all the stuff from last year. I'm going to go ahead and clip this all back because there is no green on any of these dead, as you can see. There's a little tiny green in there, which is a sprig. Where is it? Right here. There's a sprig that's coming off of the main branch, but not off of this one, because that one had bloom last year. So this is creating a new leaf system. But seeing there's no green on any of the stuff for last year. So now that that's establishing that, I'm going to go ahead and cut these all the way back and off. And because sometimes you just don't remember and you kind of have to wait for things to start happening. But yeah, see, there's side shoots coming off. Get that leaf out of the way. Side shoots coming off of this one, but this one there's nothing. So I'm just going to cut that one back about right there, because these are doing their own thing. And this might end up getting moved anyways, because it didn't like the afternoon heat either. So just thought I'd share that little information since I'm right here and I saw it. Okay. I do not have another one of those. I thought I did. So I will just attach a piece there that's longer, and I'll pick up a piece of hose bib tomorrow. I don't need to run it today anyways. But I had to dig that down a little bit so it wasn't like a hump. But then I just staked it down all the way down, and then I just capped it and tucked it in the rocks there. And this is all going to get covered with mulch. So I'm just going to go get my actual drip line now, and I might use the one that has, well, I'm going to spaghetti line off of here, and then I'm going to use the one that has emitters, I think every 6 inches. I'll just coil it around and use that. So I'll be right back. Okay, so far I've done a few, and I'm doing it based on the proximity of the drip hose to the plant. So this one, I ran this brown emitter tubing. It has emitter holes every 12 inches, and I'll show you a section that I have down there. So I just ran it off of there, looped it around, and staked it in. This one ended up being up close to the plant, so I just did a fan emitter, and I'll just turn that on low. This one is one of the brown tubing emitters that has it every 12 inches. Again, circled it back around and staked it down. This one, I had a bunch of these already made, so I might as well use them. So I just put 2 up to this plant, and I think those are ½ gallon per hour. So if I'm doing 2 of them for a ½ hour, I should get a ½ gallon. So that should be plenty. And like I said, if I need to, they're drought tolerant, so if I need to put it on every day, then that's what I'll do. But for right now, I'm going to do every 2 days, because we're just supposed to stay in the 70s. Today's supposed to be 78, but we're supposed to stay in the high 60s, mid 70s for a couple weeks. So I think that'll be all right. And then this one, you see I have 2 spares, so I'm just going to tap into there, then tap into there. And that'll be a ½ gallon, because those are ½ gallon per hour, and I'm doing 2 of them. So this one, I'm going to have to run this one and That one I'm going to have to run drip line out to them, and then I'll do the circle emitters around them. Because I have it. Oh, here's what it looks like. Actually, it's every 6 inches. So there's a 2 hole, and there's one. So yeah, that's every 6 inches. So I think this one, because it already has a splitter on the end, I'll use it right there. Sorry for the sideways video. I'll turn you slow. This one, because it's close, I'll do the fan emitter. And then this one I have 2 of the spaghettis already hooked up, so I'll just run it up to it. So I'm not gonna film doing it because my hands don't work as well as they used to, so sometimes it gets a little frustrating. So we don't need to see that. But I just punch a hole. Here's my little kit. I just punch a hole using this. And then sometimes I have to use this to get some leverage to push. And I stick them down. And I'm getting low on a few things, so I'm going to have to stock up when I go to the hardware store tomorrow, which is okay. Okay. I ended up going over to the east side and grabbed a couple flowers out. They're over by the JFK roses. Because I'm not liking that area very much right now. I'm not going to dig up the roses, but I'll keep them watered, but I'm getting all the plants out of there. So this is an Echinops, which is platinum blue. It has a globe thistle on it. It's kind of interesting. I'll put a picture up on the screen, and I'll see if I can link it down below. And then that's like a candy tuft, which is, the Latin name is Ivoris Purity. It gets about 8 inches tall, it looks like. So, and it's good for the edge, which will be good for overdoing this business. And I see that these clumps, that's another Echinops, which is already multiplied. I'm going to go ahead and leave it that big. So what I'm going to do is get everything a good drink of water. I can't test the water system right now, plus I need to flush it out. But I'm going to go ahead and get started moving some mulch in here. I'm not going to put any cardboard or landscape fabric down in case I want to add anything. So, but I'm going to go ahead and get this watered in and get the mulch on. So I will show you when I'm all done. Good afternoon, guys. I just realized that I forgot to do when this was finished. So it is all mulched. I did add a few plants that were over down on the other side of the potager. I just wasn't enjoying that area right now, so I thought, you know what, I might as well move the plants to where I will enjoy them. And I did record this because I remember putting these in. I just don't think I filmed it after I put the mulch in. So the mulch is in, the solar lights are on. I did hook drip to these, and then I moved a bird bath over here, and that's stained. I just need to scrub it with a wire brush. But it looks like we're already gonna get a bloom on this one. So yeah. And then the porcupine grass down there is growing really good. The candy tuft looks like it's bouncing back, and it's got a lot of new growth on it already. And so does the Echinops, I think is what it's called. So yeah. And then let's see what else. Oh, I got the drip finally all hooked up, and that's running, tested and running. Let's see, Jean's gonna dig these holes for me tonight. I'm gonna get the boards painted this afternoon, and then hopefully this evening or tomorrow evening, we'll see, because we're working calves this weekend, bringing them in tomorrow night and working them Sunday. So we'll see about getting these posts set, but maybe on Monday I can get this done, this up and done. So that'll be really nice. And then, let's see, I did work, I was trying to find this. I did work on, I mean, everything's just growing awesome right now. There's Just so much to show. I keep squirreling. But the ebb tides are in bloom. That one bloom smells amazing. Can you imagine when this whole thing is in full bloom? Oh my gosh. See, I do need to mow. But we also have more tulips in bloom over here. Remember when I planted these last fall? So there's the Queen of Night. And I can't remember what this one is, but this was a mix. So absolutely gorgeous. The daffodils are about spent. So what I need to do is go in and cut the stalks out. The actual flower stalk. I leave the foliage because what that does is that feeds the bulb. Then when that dies back or turns pretty much brown, then you can cut all of that back. But until then, that greenery is what feeds the bulb for next year. So I see some gaps. So what plants I have growing, I can plant in these gaps. See, like right there, because I want this all to be seasonal interest. So any gaps, I'm going to get planted now so that I have stuff. And I have some sedum in the bathroom. I think I'm going to put these on either side. One here, one down here. And let's see, I need to hook the drip up to this, but for right now I'm going to have to hand water it. But yeah, I just need to pull some weeds. Actually, I'm not 100% sure that's a weed, but we'll see. It's getting pulled as if it is. And then these Litchfield angels that were in the pots that I moved, put in the ground, they're already 2 times bigger than what they were in the pots for 2 years. This one and the one way down there. I was out weed eating this morning and the battery went dead on me, so I haven't got that down there yet. Need to mow tonight. But I'll show you the area I've been working on. Oh, I need to reseed too, but my list is bigger than my day is long. But I got this dry rock area planted, and it looks like the verbena has already put some new growth on it. I just need to get in here with some mulch, but I need to run drip first before I put the mulch. I got 2 roses planted in here. I'm trying to grande. So I think they're called grande. So they get kind of that tropical color to them too. Looked like they had a little bit of mildew to them. So I think this evening I'm going to go ahead and get those sprayed for some powdery mildew. And I got the columbine, however you say it, moved from over by those roses where the other flowers came from. And that's already, it liked it, and it's already starting to bloom. And that's when I'm going to plant all along this bed right here, except for where it comes off down there. I do want kind of a little bit of a walking path. And I've started this rock border that I'm going to go down to there. I need to kind of stop because I need to stake where our fence is going to go first. That's on my list today too. So we'll see. I might actually do that next just so that it's done and I can start moving some mulch over. Or get the drip set up and then move some mulch over. So, but yeah, that one's already wanting to bloom. The hollyhocks took. This one did, and that one. The 2 I got at Home Depot. Jury's still out. So we'll see. And I pull 10 weeds and I come out the next day and there's 10 more. So I'm working on that. But these irises are getting ready to bloom. I think as soon as these bloom, and they're all in bloom, including the west side over there, I'm going to do a garden tour. Like a no talking one that's to nice music and all that jazz. I think I'm going to do that. These Queen of Night are about ready to be done. Gene's not too happy about that. He really likes them. But, I mean, look at this poppy. Look at that. Look at all those blue. They're pretty awesome. And for some reason, my camera is not letting me record more than 3 minutes at a time. So I don't know what's up with that. But there's a couple more weeds I need to get in here and pull, I see. I think like 3. Which is fine. I thought I got them all the other day, but I didn't. There's one over there that I thought was a cute little wildflower. But it's not. It's a weed, so I need to pull it. Hung another hook. Anyways, lots of fun stuff going on. Like I said, I got a lot of weed eating done. Oh, my arch came, so I need to get that put together so that I can get those 2 iceberg climbing roses in. Anyways, I think that's it for right now. I'm going to go ahead and close this video up so I can get going on some other stuff. But like I said, I wanted to show you what this looks like with the mulch in. I might pop a picture up tonight. I might take a picture of tonight when it's kind of dusk with the lights on how pretty it looks. Right now it just looks brown and So I'm going to close out the video, but I'll show a picture afterwards, so stay tuned for that. Anyways, have a great week, and remember to always be kind and do what makes you happy, and I'll see you on the next video.